Good morning. I'm going to do my best to kind of explain what's going on here. I put the x-rays that you sent me on the view box here. So what we're looking at here is, this is Seth looking at him from the front. This is him looking at his pelvis, which is down in the low back area. And this is looking at him from the side area here. Okay. So when we're dealing with the spine here, we have the neck, the mid-back, the low back. Here's the pelvis down here. Now the spinal bones are broken up into 24 movable bones. They're movable, which means they're prone to damage. So if there's any traumas, any falls, any accidents, what will happen is the spine will shift out of alignment and put tension and pressure on that nerve. So when we want looking at the spine should be nice and balanced. It should have nice gradual curves in the spine, because the head weighs about the weight of a bowling ball that sits on top of the spine. It weighs about 10 to 15 pounds. Some people it's less, some people it's more. But the body's created these particular curves in the spine for shock and compression and to handle that particular weight of us being upright. So when we have a forward curve in the neck, a backward curve in the low back, and a forward curve in the low back, this is a nice, balanced, healthy spine. So when we're looking at someone from the back, we want to make sure that the spine is nice and straight, and then we're starting to see these particular curves. Now in individuals who have scoliosis, rather than having the curves going in this direction, the curves end up going in this direction. Okay? Now, in Seth's circumstance, when we're looking at his pelvis right here, his pelvis has tilted down like this. And because his pelvis is tilted down, the spine is literally, due to gravity, trying to adapt and pull like this. And so what's happening is that because there's such an imbalance on this side here, see how this leg here is so much shorter than the other side, that's causing his whole weight to be distributed like this. Okay? So this is going to cause an abnormal distribution of everything above it. Alright? So the best thing that, especially what as a chiropractor would do, is we definitely would want to get the spine adjusted to make sure that it's healing properly and functioning and moving well. But another idea is also to put a heel lift in the shoe to balance this pelvis off, to help take the stress off that particular spine. So when we're talking about an imbalance where the spine has shifted down, and due to gravity, the body will shift, and that's why he's getting that particular curve here. So that's why it's not a good idea to brace it, because his body's just adapting to that shortening of the leg. So with getting him adjusted and possibly putting a heel lift in that particular area, will balance that pelvis off. That'll allow for the spine to relax and to take the pressure and tension off the nerve. Because on the other, and when you're talking about the confusion of a spondylol, here are two bones in the low back right here. Discs are in between the bones. These are little bumps you feel in the back of your back, and little nerves come out of holes here. So when we're talking about the spinal bone, looking at it from the top, is that it's all one area of bone. It's all solid. In circumstances with spondylolisthesis, there is a separation here and a separation right here. So what will happen is this portion of the bone here will go forward. And when that portion of the bone goes forward, it can take a lot of stress and put a lot of stress on these discs here. But we still have the back of the area intact. And when the back of the area is intact, that's why getting adjusted is absolutely essential to make sure that that body is able to handle that right. But when you're talking about with Seth, is that his spinal bone, the front bone here, has moved forward a little bit. And when it moves forward a little bit, what it does is it separates here and allows for those muscles to hold that area a little bit more, which is why getting adjusted again is very, very important. Now in some circumstances, this separation here is so significant that the bone literally will drop off. And that's a really severe situation. And sometimes people live normal, healthy lives with it. It just depends on how much tension there is on the spinal cord here and also the spinal nerves. So it's not something that, especially looking at the side view here, his spine has shifted forward. They call it it's more of a grade 1 It can go grade 1, 2, 3, 4. Grade 1s are the smaller of all of them. So it's not something that I would really worry about right now, but definitely the thing that I would be concerned with is the fact that Seth's pelvis is really tilted down, causing everything to shift, but that's also going to cause everything above it to adapt. And that's why making sure his neck is adjusted, making sure that his pelvis is adjusted, and balancing off that pelvis with the heel lift, but that's something that you can talk with your chiropractor. I hope this was helpful. I know it's hard when I explain it in pictures and everything. If you have questions, just call me. I'm going to get this out to you right now. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, so I want to make sure you get it early. So if you have questions, call me later, and we can go through it. I'm down in Mass. Every Thursday, every weekend, sometimes every Tuesday. So if you want to get together, we can always get together. All right? Have a great day.